Namalokesharaya Omani Peme Hum. Today is the auspicious day again, the 15th day of full moon, and I rejoice in all the merits that we have accumulated together for the good cause, and I rejoice in all of your fortune, in that good karma that you are there under the feet of a glorious master, receiving a teaching, listening to a teaching, receiving a transmission is a great fortune. But that there is a point where we see clearly, without doubt, we see it clearly through our eyes, and we hear it clearly through our sense of hearing, and there's no doubt, and we feel deeply in our heart the cry of our innocent sentient beings or animal. We feel that deeply, and it is true, and that is the truth. At this moment, that is the truth that you see, hear, and you can feel, and in some extent you can also touch that pain of a sentient being. And here, as a practitioner of Buddha Dharma, we are sitting, we are folding our hands, and today being a global smoke offering day, we offer lots of things like huge smoke of flowers, whatsoever. We offer it to the Buddha and Bodhisattvas. What for? We offer it with our pure intention, right? We offer it to the benefit of all the mother sentient beings out there actually. And all this activity that we do through 6 parameters of generosity, patience, and accumulating compassion or wisdom through prayers, prostration, and through mental level. We are doing all this actually to develop the compassion within oneself and to recognize that innate nature which is present in all of us, that bodhicitta, and to touch that bodhicitta within oneself and then come out with that and use that in some extent. So here, despite seeing the suffering of the sentient being, hearing and feeling the pain of a sentient being, and at that point, if we settle ourselves, if we compromise ourselves to keep shut and not to speak and not to act, that is the point where we are betraying ourselves. We are doing the external dharma but not really trying to apply the dharma in our day-to-day basis. And we are deceiving the precious Buddha Dharma just by ignoring the fact that it is there. The animals are in pain. Our government is passing the bill to establish animal shelter house in our land, the land called the Kingdom of Bhutan, Buddha Dharma, in the land of Dharma Raja. Our own people, our own fellow practitioners, our own leaders of Buddha Dharma are raising their hand up and saying yes to animal slaughterhouse abattoirs, where in future the mother sentient beings will suffer in a very great pain that I don't have to explain. So we hear this, we see this, we feel this, and our Buddha Dharma actually tells us to practice that two types of bodhicitta. The one is the aspiration level, that you accumulate that kind heart and compassion within you through this practice, meditation, reading books, study, contemplation. These are the technique to accumulate that compassion, courage, discipline, altruism within ourselves. And through that, then we have to awake. We have to wake up. Then there is this application of bodhicitta, the next. One is aspiration of bodhicitta, and again another one is the application of bodhicitta, which means we are responsible. We are responsible for the suffering of another sentient being if we do not act. So acting here, it means not through a violence. It means out of deep compassion, that we all have to come together as a Buddhist practitioner, as a one voice and one action, and we really have to approach that person out there seems to be our opponent, but then they are our leaders. Understanding this, we cannot pretend that we didn't hear, we didn't see, and we could not feel that pain. We cannot pretend that. It's happening right now. Things are building up. And if we allow these things to go on through our ignorance, I always like this saying, like, the real ignorance is ignoring the things despite you see it, you hear it, you feel it, and out of your ignorance, which is giving birth to your fear, self-clinging, attachment, then you stand yourself and compromise yourself not to speak, not to act, and pretend like there's nothing happening. So my brothers and sisters, practitioners, we really have to realize and understand the essence of Buddha Dharma is to show yourself up, true yourself, to show your true self, and that self, one may say selflessness, but that selflessness is not something that is nothing. It's full of bodhicitta, and with that bodhicitta we have to wake up, we have to rise. And with bodhicitta, I feel it is really correct to stand up and speak against our fellow human being who are ignorantly trying to cause harm to the innocent sentient being, and who is ignorantly trying to break the law of Dharma, going against the principle of GNH, and in one point destroying our wonderful culture, Buddha Dharma, and of course with all this idea of building slaughterhouse, which is the curse of negative karma, and it will definitely bring a huge chaos and suffering problems in the future for our children, definitely, because for us there's not much time. We all have to go. Everything is down story. So dear friends and practitioners, please never ignore anything that you see, hear and feel in the depth of your heart, because your heart will always speak the truth, because your heart will always guide you towards goodness, because your heart will give you the right decision to take, because in other word, that heart is called bodhicitta, and this bodhicitta is our true nature, really our true nature. So I wish all of you out there to enjoy the practice of Buddha Dharma, and let us put it into our real life and apply it with loving kindness, because all this violence and giving pain to other person or a sentient being is never ever the way of Buddha Dharma. Buddha Dharma is the truth, it's the law of nature, it's all about kindness and being truthful in some extent, fearless, yes, selfless, of course. Omane pe me hung jang ship sem chok rimbo che ma ke bana ke chu chi kya wa nyam ba me ba gong ne gong do phe ba sho